Before we begin, I want you to do something. Just for a second. Look around the room you're in. Is there a window behind you? Pause 3 seconds. Good. Now imagine that every night, someone stands behind it, watching you. And the worst part? It looks exactly like you. Pause. This is the story of Lena Whitaker and the thing in her attic window. Slightly conversational tone. It started in late October. Cold rain. Empty streets. One of those quiet suburban neighborhoods you'd find anywhere, the US, the UK, Canada, Australia. Calm, safe, ordinary. Lena had just moved in, 36. Recently divorced, no children, new job, new beginning. The house was old, 1920s colonial style, narrow staircase, wooden floors, and one small square attic window facing the street. That window would become a problem, but not yet. Soft build. The first time she saw it, she wasn't afraid. She had stepped outside to grab a package from the porch. The rain had stopped. The air was still. And then she felt it. That sensation, you know the one, when someone is staring at you. Pause. Her eyes drifted upward, to the attic window. And there was a figure. Tall, thin, perfectly still, standing behind the glass, watching her. Pause 3 seconds. She blinked. It didn't. Normal tone, rationalizing. She told herself it was a shadow, a coat, a reflection. Old houses play tricks on you. So she went back inside, locked the door, and tried not to think about it. Whisper tone. That night, at exactly 12:17 a.m., she woke up. Not from a dream, from a sound. Pause. 3 taps. Directly above her bedroom. Tap, tap, tap. Pause 4 seconds. Then silence. Slight tension. The next morning, she climbed into the attic. Dust everywhere. Old beams. Boxes left by previous owners. Empty. No footprints. No coat. No explanation. But when she stood near the attic window, she felt it again. That feeling. Being watched. Not from outside, from behind her. Pause. She turned. Nothing there. Lower tone, slow build. The tapping returned the next night. 12:17 a.m. Exactly. This time, it didn't stop. It became rhythmic, almost thoughtful, like fingers drumming against glass. And then, a whisper. Very soft. Right above her. Lena. Pause 5 seconds. It sounded like Daniel, her ex-husband. But Daniel had never been inside this house. He didn't even know the address. So how? How did it know her name? Intensifying. The next day, she installed a camera in the attic. If someone was up there, she'd see them. That night, she stayed awake, watching the live feed on her phone. 12:17 a.m. The tapping began. The screen flickered. Static. Distortion. Then it cleared. The attic was empty. Pause. And then, a shape stepped in front of the camera. So close it blurred the lens. Tall, featureless, head tilted, studying her. And then the feed cut out. Slow, chilling tone. Lena did something unexpected. She went outside. Right then. Midnight air. Empty street. And she looked up. To the attic window. And there it was. Clearer than before. The silhouette. Standing inches behind the glass.
Perfectly clean.
Watching
no
her.
fingerprints.
Watch it. Faster heartbeat tone. She ran back inside. Climbed into the attic. Burst through the hatch. "Get out!" she screamed. But the attic was empty. Except the window was open. Just slightly. And on the outside of the glass, fingerprints. Pressing inward. As if something had been trying to get inside. Pause. Lower voice. The police found nothing. No footprints outside. No signs of forced entry. They suggested stress. Sleep deprivation. Imagination. So she stayed. Slower, darker shift. 3 days later, a package arrived. No return address. Inside a photograph. Her house. Taken at night. From across the street. The attic window glowing faintly. And standing inside that window was Lena. Pause. The timestamp read 12:17 a.m. But Lena hadn't been home that night. She'd been at a motel. Controlled tension. She checked the security footage stored in the cloud. At 12:17 a.m., the attic camera activated. The ladder lowered. By itself. Footsteps echoed. But no one was visible. And then, a figure climbed into the attic. Transparent. Distorted. But unmistakably her. Wearing the same clothes she'd worn that night. It walked to the window. Stood still. For exactly 3 minutes. Then slowly turned. And looked directly into the camera. Smiling. Long pause.
There it is
6
again.
seconds. It wasn't a ghost in the attic. It was her.
Why does it
Darker
just
tone.
stand there?
Neighbors began noticing.
There, in Lena's
Every
attic.
night at
Something's moving.
12:17,
I saw her.
a woman
shadow,
stood
watching.
in the attic window. Sometimes she looked sad, sometimes angry. One neighbor swore she saw the woman press her hand against the glass. From the outside, trying to get in, whisper, "Let me in. Let me out." Switch. The whispers changed. They weren't coming from above anymore. They were coming from the hallway. Slow, creeping tension. One night, Lena stayed awake with every light on. 12:17 came. No tapping. Instead, her bedroom door creaked open. Very slowly. And at the end of the hallway stood a figure. Her height, her body, her face. But the eyes, completely black, empty. It spoke in her voice. "You left me up there." Pause. And in that moment, she understood. The figure in the attic wasn't trying to get in. It had been trying to get out. And every time she looked at that window, she was seeing herself. On the other side, waiting. For her turn. Softer. Distant. The next morning, Lena was gone. Front door unlocked. Lights still on. Attic ladder lowered. Camera still recording. The final footage shows Lena climbing into the attic at 12:16 a.m. She turns toward the camera, smiles faintly, and says, "Don't worry, I'll be watching." The recording ends at 12:17. Quiet, intimate. The house was listed for sale 2 weeks later. Cheap, very cheap. A new owner moved in. Recently divorced.
Don't
Seeking a
worry.
fresh start. 3 nights ago, neighbors reported seeing
I'll
someone in the attic window again.
Be
Not a man.
watching.
A woman, pressing her hand against the glass, watching the street, watching them, watching. Pause. You. Soft whisper. So tonight, when your clock changes from 12:16, okay, to 12:17, and your house settles, and you feel that familiar sensation, don't look up. Because if you see someone standing behind your attic window, staring down at you, ask yourself one thing. Is it trying to get in? Or is it waiting for you to take its place? Pause. 6 seconds. And if one night, you wake up somewhere dark, somewhere narrow, with a single square window, and you see someone standing in the street below, looking up at you, smiling, you'll finally understand. The ghost of the attic window was never a ghost. It was a replacement, and it's patient. Very, very patient. Long pause, 8 seconds. Now tell me, what time is it where you are?